Well, that one got a little more tense than we probably thought it should have, right? But as Seahawk fans, aren't we conditioned to expect a game like this? I mean, they just don't blow teams out. They might do it for a few quarters, 3.5, but what they do is allow a team to hang around, make some plays at the end, and ultimately it becomes a very close, sometimes tense game, and this was no different. They've had one comfortable win all year, and that was against Arizona earlier in the season. Outside of that, this is what we're used to as Seahawks fans. They handled their business. Style points don't matter. We'll debate during the week about what we should be concerned about and who should have done what, all of that. But this is a great day for the offense. We'd all been concerned about the offense kind of hitting a slump the past 3 games or so and just saying, man, they don't look right. Russell hasn't played the same way, and Lockett doesn't look the same. Well, all of that changed today. Russell was great. Tyler Lockett looked like the Tyler Lockett of old, and Pete Carroll told us he's really back this week, and he was right. He was really back. Looked great out there. Chris Carson had a huge day on a day you thought he should have a huge day because the Panthers are a terrible run defense. They're 29th in the league against the run coming into this game. So Carson was a beast out there when you needed him to. Offensively, it was just good to see this team find their footing again, find their effectiveness. Scoring touchdowns on the first 3 drives of the game was huge. Really cool to watch. Defensively, concerns, certainly. Injuries. You came in injured, suffered a few more, made things close at the end. But ultimately, like I said, it's not about style points. It's about handling your business, and they did it on the road for the 7th time this season, new franchise record. And let's hope they can get it done against the Arizona Cardinals. Keep taking care of business. You control your own destiny. I'll live with it.
The Seahawks improved to 11-3 after their win over the Carolina Panthers in Week 15. They're 7-1 on the road, a franchise best record. They haven't clinched a playoff spot yet, but they can do that, at least a playoff berth this weekend if the Cowboys beat the Rams, if the Vikings lose, or if Green Bay loses and the Vikings tie. I feel like there's a lot of fan frustration about, shut up. I feel like there's a lot of frustration from fans after this one, but I'd hesitate to compare it to the Seahawks win over the Falcons, where they came out with a really strong first half. Overall, I think a lot of the mistakes that you saw in the fourth quarter, you can probably put on the fact that Seattle was at that point short 6 starters on defense. Outside of your own frustration, A, the Seahawks are an 11-win team. B, they've had really, really productive years from some key players, including rookie DK Metcalf, who in this game with that 19-yard touchdown from Russell Wilson surpassed Doug Baldwin in 2nd place, all-time franchise history for rookie receiving yards. KJ Wright had 2 interceptions, a great day for 80s babies. And honestly, after going scoreless last week, at least on offense, you were 4 for 5 in the red zone this week. Obviously good for 80%. I think the things you wanted to see in this game, the offense score and perform better, they did. You wanted to see Russell Wilson get that passer rating back up. He did. You had a trick play thrown in there. It didn't work. But, you know, Josh Gordon has a great arm. Not accurate, but he's got a great arm. Plenty of questions still coming out of this game, and we're going to spend the week asking and addressing them on 710 ESPN Seattle. It starts with the Pete Carroll Show tomorrow at 9:30 with Danny and Gallant with Michael Bumpus. That continues with our show, Tom, Jake, and Stacy, from noon to 3 on 710 ESPN. We're going to be playing highlights, taking your calls, so stay tuned for that. That's our Christmas tree. It's NASA.
If you look at the numbers,
NASA, I saw you at the mall. You didn't say hi. Bye. And look at that. It's the Seahawks post-game show. Hard at work. Do you have any message for my fans?
Go Hawks. Stacy claims to be an 80s baby, but she's barely in there.
So I think
The Seahawks road schedule, at least in the regular season, done. Paul Gallant having to get up at 10 a.m. for games that the Hawks play on the East Coast. Over. Guys, this was not the most impressive win for the Seahawks over the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, and Pete Carroll's still going to be looking for that complete 4-quarter effort, seeing as the Hawks were up 30-10, and then 4 minutes later in the fourth quarter, we're only up by 6 points. But you absolutely take the win, especially because you saw the return of the Seahawks passing game and Russell Wilson looking like an MVP candidate once again. Yeah, Lamar Jackson's locked it up, but he and Tyler Lockett looked like they had in the first half of the season. 9 targets, 8 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown. Wilson also made a really nice pass to DK Metcalf in the end zone. It was essentially a jump ball. We don't see a lot of those thrown DK Metcalf's way. And he had a 58-yard bomb to Josh Gordon. Gordon catches it using essentially the strength of his fingertips. It was a big day for Chris Carson, too. Chris Carson had a career-high 133 yards on the ground. And the most impressive run on 4th and 1, the Hawks, they weren't scared to go for it, which we've seen from Pete Carroll in the past. They give it to Carson. Carson fights through on a second effort to get the first down, and he fights all the way into the end zone. That did give the Hawks a 30-10 lead early in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, they weren't able to hold on to it. The defense was not great today, but considering they were missing both Ziggy Ansah and Jadeveon Clowney in the front seven, Michael Kendricks too, and Shaquille Griffin. And over the course of the game, they lost Bobby Wagner and Quandre Diggs to non-serious ankle injuries. What more could you ask out of them? It felt like Christian McCaffrey got every single touch for Carolina. He never had a really big play for the Panthers. I suppose that's all you can ask for. KJ Wright, 2 interceptions. Bobby Wagner, an interception as well. It was nice to finally see the Seahawks linebackers making plays in this one. We haven't seen many of those this season. They're 11-3. Next week, we'll see what they do against the Arizona Cardinals, but they're in great position after this win today, and all the road games, they're in the rearview mirror. At least for now. Hopefully, things go according to plan, and the Hawks have home field advantage throughout the playoffs.